All right, so I want to start off by asking everyone here a question. Have you ever experienced a situation where the most random and insignificant event in your life becomes significant and changes your views, your perspective on something? I realize that is kind of a vague question, so I'd like to explain through a personal experience. A couple months back, basically last year, I had an argument with my younger sibling. And honestly, I cannot remember what the argument was about because I don't think it was important enough for me to remember. Like I said, an insignificant event. But what I do remember about the argument is that my sibling pointed out that I tend to say one thing but not follow it myself, basically calling me a hypocrite. And I'm sure they don't know what the word hypocrite means, by the way. It still got me quite upset though. Not because of the way they had said it, but because I too kind of agreed with it. After that, calming down and thinking about it, I realized that I had to change. That day, I learned something. I learned what the problem was, and I started working on solutions to fix the problem. This kind of event is what I want to talk about today. After thinking about it, I wanted to find out ways so that I could make this more consistent. Because if I can start working on major developments in myself from something so simple, can I make this more consistent? And if I do, what would the effect be? I want to share my thoughts on how we can make this more consistent. And our learning uptime is at its highest, so we are constantly working on ourselves. Now, how do we go about this? I believe the first step towards achieving this is situational awareness. Only by being more aware can you actually start to notice things that you need to take in. If you're not aware, you might just miss out on something completely, and this could be important. Now, how do we become more aware? The most quick and practical solution that I could think of was taking a break. And just 5 to 10 minutes break from everything that's going on in your life and just observe your surroundings. If you put it into perspective, 10 minutes is not even that much. Like, there's 24 hours in a day. Out of that, let's assume you sleep, the time it takes you to sleep and that the time it takes for you to eat in combined is 12 hours. You have the remaining 12 hours now. That is 720 minutes. That is a whole lot of minutes. You can do so much with those many minutes. Take away 10 minutes, 710 minutes. It barely makes a dent. My point is 10 minutes isn't that much. And if you can turn this into a habit, you'd naturally become more aware. Now, you can apply modifications to this method. Of course, you can personalize it to your liking, whatever fits you. This brings me to my second point. When you're learning something, you'd want the information to be beneficial for you, right? And for that, you need to know what's beneficial for you. This differs person to person, since not everyone would want the same thing. This boils down to your character. You need to understand your character, and only you can do that best. You could try self-connection means and hobbies. Hobbies is a great way. But it really comes down to you doing it yourself. You have to understand your character so that we can move on. Another way of getting information is different perspectives from different people. What I like to do for this is read books, because books are a great way for this. I'm sure everyone over here has had that one person tell them in their life to go read books. And even if they haven't, I'm here for that. I can tell you to go read. Reading is, this might be personal bias, but reading is one of the best, or let's say it's among the best in terms of self-development and getting information in general. Because when you're reading, the author gives you a perspective. And this is already a different person's perspective. So that's another perspective for you. Or when reading, you understand something else that might be different from the author, but it's something different. And that's also completely fine, because when you're learning something on your own, you tend to remember it easier. There's more methods of getting information, and there you can be part of a community. Communities, there's so many people in a community, right? They give you many opinions. You can share your opinion in a community. I'm also part of a small online community, which is basically a book club where we share our thoughts, our perspectives on certain novels. Sometimes we have debates, which are basically arguments, but let's be professional, debates. Now that we're talking about online communities are a great way, because there's just so many of them covering so many topics. There's something for almost everyone. You could find, for me it's novels, for you it could be TV series, music, animation, all of that stuff. So go join an online community. It could be offline as well. I'm not stopping you from that. Go share your thoughts, listen to their thoughts. You'll get a lot of perspectives. And now, finally, I want to talk about an important topic, which is pride. Pride is quite crucial in our lives, since it maintains our self-esteem and our confidence in ourselves. Without pride, we wouldn't have that same growth. Now, how to get our pride under control is something you have to do, because it might be a hindrance to your thinking ability, to your processing ability. Pride is quite difficult to control though, since you need to understand yourself and be aware. You could connect it to my previous points, being aware and understanding yourself, but it's still quite difficult and you will have to endure through it. But what I can say though is, when you do get your pride under control, you're only going to be getting benefits. I do not see a downside towards it. I've talked about all of this, but there's one really important thing when it comes to learning, and that is curiosity. Without curiosity, you wouldn't have the drive. Curiosity is the drive. And curiosity is at its max when you want to learn something on your own. No one tells you to go learn something. This is something that comes from within you. So keep thinking, keep trying to derive lessons, and you'll only grow as a person. Now that I've talked about all of this, I'll try to summarize it. There was awareness in the beginning, being aware, then understanding different means of getting information, then getting your pride under control, and then finally curiosity. Now, I believe that if all of these things are done well enough, we not only would be learning, we'd also be improving upon ourselves. I started off with a question, and I want to end with a question. Almost everything around us has a lesson to be derived, a lesson waiting to be learned. If you're up for a challenge, you can go outside, look at a tree, and try to derive a lesson from it. I'm sure you'll get something. Now the question is, how willing are you to learn? Thank you. Have a great day.